I'm Wally. This is my wife, Sarah. We've been married 16 years, and we have 2 kids, 8 and 6. I'm an optometrist, and this is our eye shop, and we've been attending Elevate Life Church for a year and a half. Back in 2012, I was working out at home and injured my back, and that started me down a pathway of chronic pain, dependency on pain medication, and constant use of back braces, and eventually, after several failed surgeries, I was unable to walk without the use of a cane. And ultimately, it ended with the big surgery. And after the surgery, I was unable to walk and laid on my back for 100 days before I could walk. During this time, it was the lowest, darkest point in my life. I felt worthless to my family. At the same time, Sarah was dealing with depression, something that we hadn't dealt with, but it persisted. Even though we tried medications and professional help, the depression was a cloud that was over our home.
I thought it was just like, baby blues, or, I'm just feeling down today, but it was just every day. I was like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna feel better. But every day I would wake up and I felt worse and worse. When you just are so down, I would just go to a dark closet and just sit there and just contemplate, can I make it another day? I don't know. I don't know.
It was a very dark time in our home and in our relationship. On the outside, we had all the look of success. We had the homes and the businesses and cars, and everything from the outside looked great, but on the inside, we were empty. In April of 2019, we were in Frisco for a business meeting, and we happened to be in town on a Sunday, and I had remembered that many years ago we had gone to a business conference that Pastor Keith he was the MC for it all day. I told Sarah, I think we're close to Elevate Life. I looked on the phone and we were pretty close, so I said, let's just go. Let's just give it a try. On April 14th, when we walked into Elevate Life Church, everything changed.
When I walked in, I just felt like in my spirit, it's like home, like I'm home. And the service hadn't even started yet, so it just felt so good. And when Pastor Keith was speaking, the whole service was I think I cried the entire service. And I mean, just like everything just spoke into our lives, like we were meant to be there.
On that day, Pastor Keith was preaching, and he was preaching that the storm was over in someone's life. The entire service was just for us, from the start all the way through. And Pastor Keith asked if anyone was going through a storm in their life right now to stand up.
If you're in a storm right now, stand up. You got something going on in your life right now. You know the storm, whatever it is, doesn't matter, stand up. Because just as quick as you stand, God's gonna do it. And I want you to lift up your hands right now. I don't know what your storm is, but if you'll believe with me and if you'll exercise your faith with me, it's gonna end right now. And this Monday is gonna look a lot different than last Monday. So say this with me. You're speaking to your storm now. Say, in the name of Jesus, winds cease. In the name of Jesus, my storm is over. Come on now, give God some praise. Give him some praise right now.
It was the lowest point of our lives and of our marriage. That day was, in fact. And we stood up, and immediately God touched our hearts. From that very moment, that was the last day that Sarah has ever experienced depression. After 7 years of an intractable depression, it was gone. God God lifted it, just like that, just in a moment. So we had no idea the first day that we visited what ELC would mean to us. It didn't just mean a turning point in our life that day, but it was a turning point in our marriage. It was a turning point in our parenting. It was a turning point in our business and how we conduct ourselves through business and through seeking alignments that are kingdom alignments. At the time, we were living in Arkansas, and we knew from that day that this was home. So we started every weekend driving to Frisco from Arkansas. God has brought alignments, relationships into our lives that has completely changed our mindset. He's brought relationships into our lives that have helped restore our marriage. We're able to go through freedom classes and find out what true freedom from our past was all about, and we're able to walk free from our past, from guilt and shame. We now know that life moves at the speed of our relationships. And if you're going to elevate life and you haven't gotten plugged in to a freedom group, to a small group, to elevated marriages, I can't recommend that more highly. It's the most important thing that we did as we started this process of healing and transformation.
You know, I just encourage anybody like really struggling to just get plugged into small groups, freedom, starting point, you know, get involved with people who can help.
Our response to God healing our marriage and healing our home is the action that we took to get involved in church, become leaders in giving, to join freedom, to get into the elevated marriage class for multiple seasons, to get our children in the right place, around the right people. If you're here today and you're facing an impossible situation, that you don't see any hope of ever ending or improving, if you're here today and you don't have a church home, welcome home. You found it.